Sergio Perez will start on pole for the Saudiarabian Grand Prix after teammate Max Verstappen made a shock early exit from qualifying following a mechanical failure. Verstappen was the overwhelming favourite to take pole after comfortably topping all three practice sessions at the fastest street circuit in the world. But a drive shaft failure saw him return to the Red Bull garage halfway through Q2 and immediately got out of the car, leaving him to start Saturday's race in 15th. The reigning world champion exit set up a closer than anticipated contest to take the top spot, but Perez kept his composure to seal just the second pole of his career, with the first having come at the same circuit a year ago. Charles Leclerc was second for Ferrari, but facing a 10-place grid penalty, meaning Fernando Alonso will join Perez on the front row. George Russell provided a boost for Mercedes by taking fourth ahead of the other Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, but Lewis Hamilton could only manage eighth as he was off the pace of his teammate. Lance Stroll backed up Alonso's strong showing by taking sixth for Aston Martin, where Alpine got an improved performance to get Esteban Ocon seventh and teammate Pierre Gasly 10th. McLaren's Lando Norris made an early Q1 exit after hitting the wall on a flying lap, but his rookie teammate Oscar Piastri took a highly impressive night and showed signs of the superstar potential that many in the paddock believe he possesses. But there had already been less doubt going into qualifying session over who was going to take pole, but it turned out to be a Saturday evening full of drama and unpredictability. Cooler windy conditions in Jeddah meant the track proved challenging from the off, with several drivers, including Fernando Alonso, spinning in the opening period. Norris paid the price for his error as he is able to get back to the points, but he also did not make it back out after clipping the wall. Q1 ended in somewhat appropriate fashion, with Williams rookie Logan Sargent, who had spun earlier, stopping out on track after damaging his car while riding a curb. Sargent exited along with his teammate Alex Albon, Lando Norris, and both AlphaTauris, whose day went from bad to worse after Nick de Vries had earlier missed final free practice following a technical failure that required a change of power unit. But the real drama was still to come. Verstappen, who comfortably topped Q1, appeared to survive a scare as he kept control of his car after what was described as a big moment over team radio, but worse moments came just later. He came on team radio reporting an apparent engine issue and could only coast back to the pits before immediately exiting his car as a Q2 exit was confirmed. Having begun his quest for a third successive title with an easy victory ahead of Perez in Bahrain earlier this month, Verstappen now has work to cut out to maintain dominance. Of course, I would like to have started further up the road, but I can't change that now, he said. Anything is possible at this track. We've seen lots of crazy things, and let's say we're a bit more realistic. It's going to be a tough test, but we have good pace so far, so we'll move forward. It was suddenly all to pay for, but Perez took advantage of an RB19 car that appears to be streets ahead of its rivals, to finish almost 2/10 clear of Leclerc. It's a shame because Max has been really strong the whole weekend, Perez said, so hopefully tomorrow we can have both cars up there, as you never know with these cars and reliability issues, they can hit you at any time. Leclerc's performance represents somewhat of a boost for Ferrari, who appear to be running engines below full capacity throughout the weekend to kind of protect it amid reliability issues. Alonso makes his first front row start since last season's Canadian Grand Prix and continues to justify his move from Alpine to Aston Martin in the off-season. The Spaniard finished third behind the Red Bulls in Bahrain and appears to be Perez's most obvious competitor aside from a charging Verstappen. And before I go, let me run you through the final classification from qualifying, or the final grid, sorry. Perez on pole. Once Verstappen kind of went out with how dominant that Red Bull is, it was a bit of a free pole for him. And yeah, he took it. Wasn't a massive margin. But yeah, he did the job he needs to do. Alonso in second. Aston Martin, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like they have the exact same pace this weekend, but still to be starting on the front row. It's just absolutely incredible what's happening in that team, and another great job by Alonso. Russell in third. Brilliant from him. Easy outpacing Hamilton, which was surprising to see. But yeah, great job from him. Mercedes gets some decent points from there tomorrow. Sainz in fourth. I think I'll be disappointed not to be ahead of the Mercedes. He just doesn't seem to have got to grips with the car so far this season. So yeah, I think he will be slightly disappointed. But Stroll in fifth. Good job from him. Still recovering from that injury. I think he set a purple first sector. I was getting hyped up, but yeah, couldn't just quite stick out for the whole lap. But Ocon sixth. Really good job from him. Outpacing Hamilton. And his teammate quite comfortably. Hamilton in seventh. Like I say, disappointed. Just didn't really seem to be in the further things. Was always behind Russell. But yeah, I'm sure he'll come back fighting the race tomorrow. Piastri's really started qualifying. He did an excellent job. Norris, obviously having that incident. But yeah, carrying McLaren on his back there, Piastri, and he did a great job with Gasly in ninth. I think I'll be disappointed to be a bit off Ocon, but still a good place, considering where he was in Bahrain to get some points. Hulkenberg in 10th. Great job from him. He really seems to be extracting the maximum out of that car in qualifying. Zhou in 11th. Also, I think he'll be pleased. Alpha don't seem to have as much pace this weekend, but he's been outpacing Bottas so far. Leclerc in 12th. yeah, I think I'll be feeling quite optimistic. He can work from there, definitely, and get some solid points. And Ferrari seems to have best pace today. Magnussen 13th. I think he will be disappointed. Doesn't seem to be quite be on Hulkenberg's pace, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, if you just get closer in qualifying, then I'm sure he'll be right up there. Bottas in 14th. Bit of a disappointing weekend for him as well. Couldn't really get on Zhou's pace at all, really. So who will be frustrated with that? Then you got Verstappen in 15th. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously gutting what happened to him, but I don't think it will make too much difference in the grand scheme of the championship or anything like that. Just frustrating, but I think he could easily fight through tomorrow and win, to be honest. Tsunoda in 16th. Yeah, I mean, he outpaced De Vries, but yeah, AlphaTauri and Williams at the bottom, they just don't seem to have the pace. And Norris, frustrating because McLaren seems to have decent pace this weekend. So for him to hit the wall could potentially cost him some points. So yeah, I think I'll be disappointed. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't comment on and follow the show for daily F1 news and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.